Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends, depending with the time that you are watching us. Of course, this is Speakers Corner podcast right here on Speakers Corner 254, our official YouTube page. And I have a wonderful gentleman over here, Mr. Benjamin himself. Maybe you can just introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Benjamin Masika Mwanja. I'm a young man from here in Bungoma, a place called Kimilili. Yeah.
One of the GenZ's leaders over here in Bungoma. By the way, you've been so vocal about, I remember last time when we were planning on having peaceful protest at that matter.
Yes.
You were one of the you are the fronters or the frontier people who are so vocal about us coming out to the streets and just trying to push the government to watujibu, sindio?
Yeah.
And one thing about the whole event is that it turned out a larger percentage of it was a positive move.
Yes.
Because now from that we now get to know the people like you. In Bungoma, in Nairobi there is this Mcoure, Kasmuel, Mcoure, wherever.
Yes.
And just the other day tulikuwa na nane protest which ilikuwa inaongelea against police brutality.
Yes.
And haikuenda vizuri sana according to me. Yeah, haikuwa hivyo successful. Where do you think maybe you GenZs are losing it? Because ulitusukuma saa zile wakati wa you leaders tukajitokeza. But it seems like you guys do not know when to stop.
It's not that we don't know when to stop, but I want to let me be a bit reasonable at this time.
Yeah, sure.
That as a generation, we conceived an idea that pushed us to do what we did. And the president, His Excellency William Ruto, gave us what we call a listening ear. And in this case, we gave him some of the instructions and things to meet before we slow down. And I want to advise my fellow youths across the country, the GenZs, that let us not make it unreasonable enough for what we did to continue pushing, yet the president has given us a listening ear. Let us now try to cool down. Now that he has started touching on a few issues that we were advocating for, our revolution will not stop. We will still continue pressing and holding the president accountable. But kindly please, across the country, young leaders, please let us give him humble time and watch him do what we demanded him to do. And I want to tell Mr. President that we will not stop. We are going to hold him accountable for everything that he is supposed to do for us as a country and as a generation. Because we as GenZs, we are young people. Na Waswahili wanasema kwamba sisi ndio nguvu kazi katika taifa. Kama sisi ndio nguvu kazi katika taifa, yet we have a lot of unemployment in this country, that we as young leaders and young youths, you know, there is one thing that means to be young and another thing to be youth. We have a lot of young people, but youthfulness is quite different. Now, what I will only advocate and continue encouraging the president is to lead a functional government and stick on whatever reasons and issues that we raised, so that we can hold him accountable and give him better criticism that can help him run his government. So as GenZs, we know we still have the spirit to move and keep on pushing, but they always say that the best performer knows when and how to leave the stage. Let us not look irrelevant, yet we have an idea or a message that is very vocal. Let us hold on and wait and see as we keep on watching what the president is going to do.
You know, that's so nice of you to say such sentiment.
Yes.
But some will say that you guys are so selfish, you know, because Yes, the protest was a self-initiative because it demanded people, because people felt like we were being oppressed by the bill and everything. But now it turns out that some people are becoming opportunistic out of it, you know. We've seen people bashing at Boniface Mwangi. Boniface Mwangi was a candidate. For those who might not know this about Boniface Mwangi, he stood as a member of parliament, as a candidate of member of parliament of Sare. Unfortunately, Jaguar did his thing. That was in 2017.
2017.
He lost, and after he lost, yes, he's been actively participating in criticizing the government, though not as a politician, but he branded himself as an activist, actively doing those stuff. Recently, during protest, some people criticized him of taking advantage of the movement to want and capitalize on his political ambitions. Mcoure or Kasmuel, wherever, he's been also, someone has been following him, saying that he has his own ambitions, as much as he's saying, oh, I'm advocating for GenZs, but he wants to be a political leader. Back to you. You stood as an MCA just the other year.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you lost the seat.
Yes.
You've been so active about this whole protest thing, pushing for, I remember you were talking about recycling of leaders. You do not want the recycling of leaders. You see, in fact, for you, it could come out as a direct thing. Because people will say you want to capitalize things, because recycling of leaders, meaning you want all the leaders to go out. You don't want them to be in the picture of politics. You want new blood. Talking about new blood, you are fronting yourself as I could be the best person for this. Don't you think you people are just being selfish and you are just trying to bring a revolution that will remove the incumbents and now you guys to take over and repeat the same mistakes?
It is not about being selfish. It's about advocating on other people's interest, who are young people in this country, because we cannot all be leaders. We will have a leader to lead us, and you know, when we speak all of us, it becomes noise. But when we have leaders to speak for ourselves, yet the leaders we elected, that we expect them to speak our agendas, they are not talking about them, but they have their own selfish interests that you are saying. It doesn't make us literally to be selfish because we are looking for positions. I contested as an MC of Kimilili in 2022, and I am a young man, barely 27 years old, turning 27 years old, and that one holds me accountable to the problems that we as young leaders are passing through in this country. And therefore, me being at the forefront of wanting President Ruto and his government to be accountable and to lead a functional government by advocating for this Gen Z revolution is not being selfish. I was born and raised as a leader. And you know, we might be persecuted of so many things, but you'll never fight a focused man. We are young leaders in this country, and I want to encourage everyone who is a young leader in this country, either in Nairobi, either in Bungoma, either in Trans Nzoia, because this thing was being done across the country. In fact, they thought that maybe the opposition was being we were being funded by the opposition, but I know that it was a spirit, a young spirit, that we felt like we are tired for the oppression, for being left out, for lack of inclusivity in what. Those were some of the things that pushed us as youth. That is why we are not talking like, I'm not saying me, I'm saying us in plural, meaning that I am speaking on behalf of young leaders of this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why I'm laughing is because just the other day while we were doing protest,
yes,
there was nobody who wanted to claim being a leader of GenZ, because everyone was scared of the mass coming after them, because GenZ themselves said they don't have a leader. And so if it happened that anyone came out saying, you know what, I'm the leader of this movement, they would come and maybe even you see
what I'm trying to say is what I'm trying to say is it is about us.
Yeah.
When it's about you as an individual, you become selfish. But when it's about us as a generation, we have other people that we were demonstrating with that I don't know.
Yeah.
You see? And the manner in which the government was handling us was not good. Now, it was not that way logic for somebody to stand and say, I am a GenZ leader. And in fact, we don't have leaders of GenZs in this country. We only have youths who are young people in this country that I know they are advocating either through anyone, including me, about the issues that we are facing as young people. And it is open. It is logic. There are valid reasons as to why people went to the street, or we went to the street demonstrating. The only thing that I want to differ with what happened is, for example, the demolitions that happened during the demonstration.
There were some in Rongai, Kitengela.
Yeah, in fact, a practical example, I have a brother who was a cousin who was an assistant supervisor in that supermarket. He's now at home, jobless. You see, like for example, I have a friend who was a worker in a Timbalexo in Eldoret, who is now at home, though it has been revanished and people are back working, but it was affected. So I want to encourage my youthful brothers and sisters that as much as we will push for our agendas, we will speak our agendas, but let us not destroy people's property. And I know this thing might be a ploy planned by, let me not say the government, because I will not be accountable for that, but I just want to be against the destruction of property, because these are the same people. If, for example, Honorable Sudi is, maybe people saw like he has an issue because being an ally of the president, maybe they felt like he's at the forefront of maybe leading the president, doing what he was doing, or so on. It was not logic enough to go and destroy his personal properties, which have played part and parcel of employing our fellow brothers and sisters.
Of course.
So I want to advocate on peace, that however much we will demonstrate, but let us do it peacefully. And I also want to ask the government through the police that kindly please do not kill us when we are doing this. It is for the sake of our country, for our brothers and sisters, and it should be peaceful. Yeah, those are one of the things among many that I can talk about, because it's only a fool who doesn't change his mind.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so as much as the demonstrations are not there right now, that literally means that we are starting having engagements.
But it seems Babu Owino, Gathoni Wamchomba, and some two other MPs have a different opinion on that, because just the other day they had a presser where they were saying that they are now fully going to support Maandamano protest, the protest from GenZ, because there were speculations of them coming back. The likes of now Mcoure, Kasmuel. I think we are yet to confirm the
we are not going to stop the demonstrations, because we highlighted the issues.
And do you think it is right, or it is okay for leaders, for those leaders coming into this protest? Don't you think now the government might discredit whatever grievances you have and associate it with politics?
If they support our agendas and issues, supporting is different from sabotaging. You get it? A leader who has an intention of supporting us with what we are speaking or what we are alleging about the government, he should not be part and parcel of leading us into demonstration, into destruction of property and so on. I think maybe if it can be peaceful and exchange ideas on how we can do it more better, it is reasonable. Because at the end of the day, we lost our brothers, we buried so many of them, and we cannot get back their lives. So if it's about a peaceful demonstration, and that is if the president has failed among the issues that we highlighted, then we shall go back to the street.
Okay.
I know.
So what way for Benjamin Masika Mwanja? Are you planning on going back to, or are you still campaigning for the seat that you had prior campaigned for, or you have just decided to be a revolutionary?
I am a leader. I'm born and raised as a leader, because there is a difference between a leader and a politician. Though we meet at the same political arena, but the agendas, the vision is different. So me, I immediately after university, I joined politics. Of course, I was doing politics in school. I was a student leader of Jomo Kenyatta those days, and later on conceived an idea which was positive enough to be part and parcel of this siasa, because somebody said that we as youths, if we don't care about politics, then politics will care about us. That was the main reason as to why I came at home looking at my brothers and sisters and village mates, area mates, and my people generally. They were suffering, and I found it necessary to join politics and contest as an MC of Kimilili, which I did. I pushed, I really pushed, and though I know it went unsuccessful, but I still have hopes, I still have belief, I still have that urge, and I'm still pushing that I'm going to be the next MC of Kimilili. And apart from politics, there is this life, normal life, that I'm doing my own things, I'm doing my own businesses and other things, but still I'm going to the ground, urging my fellow brothers and sisters, including our parents, that let us learn on the criteria on how to elect leaders. Because I'm sure and I know that those who elected academic dwarfs and political quags are now suffering a lot. And then I'm encouraging my people and my people from Kimilili that mimi bado niko na nyinyi, and I'm still coming back. They always see me. I go back, I attend some fundraisings, though it is now illegal according to the president. But we will assist each other in any way possible. But it's still my ambition that I will be contesting as an MC of Kimilili.
Okay, I think well said, and it's good for you that you have come out clean. As much as you have identified yourself as one of the people who are pushing for a revolution in this country, but at the same time, it is very important that people know who you are, which you've said that you are a leader and you are in the political field, because maybe you believe that it's only through the ballot that you can bring change.
Yes,
right.
And in fact, as long as our agendas and our issues that we highlighted have not yet been handled properly.
But again, we are saying Ruto must go. What do you say about that?
Ruto must go. Okay, anyway, about Ruto must go. I don't
know where you want him to go, but I have
about Ruto must go. It's about the government that he was leading initially, before the Maandamano and the broad-based government, of which I have my own opinion about what he did. But I have just spoken here that it's only a fool who cannot change his mind. The other things that are illogical, that cannot happen. That cannot happen. But we believe that if the president gave us a listening ear, he will work towards fulfilling what we requested for. And me being a politician and at the same time being a Gen Z, my political ambitions and my a revolution that we are leading as a generation should not be compromised, because people maybe like me, I'm a politician, I'm looking for a political seat, then people want to compromise the revolution of Gen Zs because it has been invaded by politicians. You know, sometimes we find ourselves. It is a call, it's an inner feeling for somebody to just wake up. And you know, politics is also it needs resources. It needs resources. Na ni kujitolea, sio rahisi. So I'm sure and I'm fine with what we were doing and what we are doing as a generation. going forward, I'm seeing light. Yeah, going forward.
So guys, that's it. Here is Benjamin Masika Mwanja for you. For those of you wenye mumjui, of course he was a student leader of JKUAT. If kama uliwahi kuhappen kusoma naye, then definitely you know what kind of a leader he is, or his best qualities, weaknesses.
When you just mention Benjamin Masika Mwanja, every alumni of JKUAT knows about me, because I was very vocal, vibrant, and we led a functional union. Initially it was called JKUSA, that actually helped a lot of students. And when you mention about my name, those who know me know that I did better. And will automatically support me in whichever way. Yeah.
So guys, that's it for Gen Zs out there. Benjamin amesema tungoje, to hold horses, tupatie preso time. Na pia amesema it's only a fool who don't change their mind.
Yes.
So yes, tusibehave kama fools, wacha tungoje tuone vile itakuwa. Anyway, this is Speakers Corner Podcast. See you next time. Goodbye, na usisahau kusubscribe.